Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people, and welcome back to Timberborn, part 3 in our Emberpelts series, and, things are quiet. It's nighttime. You know, everybody's in bed, but daylight will be upon us soon, and I want to do something a bit different than what I said I was going to do, but I don't have the science, to make that happen, so we're going to temporarily add in some additional scientists, and by some I mean a lot. 6. That will help us reach my goal of what I want to accomplish. What I want to do is, we've got a lot of space here taken up for storage, and in that same footprint we could do underground piles and underground warehouses, and maybe even reclaim some of this space. In fact, we can reclaim some of that space, because these each hold 180. This holds 10 times that. So we currently have 1, 2, 3 for logs. So that's, you know, not even close to what one of these can hold. We have the resources to build them. We just don't have the science. So we're going to add a few more of our inventors, and then while they're working on those, I noticed that we're not quite producing enough power. So we are going to bring in a couple of solutions for that. I forgot you can't click and drag these, but whatever, it's fine. There we go. That's gonna get a few in there. However, they will not be able to reach those, and I could just drop some stairs here, but these are Emberpelts, and they don't like going in water. And we are going to respect their preferences, and instead we'll just throw that in right there for now, and that should be more than sufficient. And then I want to point out where the, once I find it, the smelter is going to go, and that's going to go like right here. And I really wish that lined up with that path, but it doesn't, so whatever. But what I am going to do is push the wrong button several times, and we're going to go there with it. I'm not going to build it right now, but I just wanted to know where it was going to be. In fact, let me look at that one more time here. Smelter. So cool, because in the name of getting just a bit more power, we are going to spend a few science points up front, and okay, so it's even with the edge of that platform, but I'm going to come out 1. I want to see about getting in some wind, but here I'd only be able to really get 1 if I go there, and then I wouldn't be able to get another one that way, or that way. So I don't know that maybe this is really the best use, but we can always put some platforms over that and put some more wind power there. So if I go right there, then I can just have a power shaft there, and that will connect into the smelter once we build it. And we'll just come up here and double check that. Yeah, see, that'll just connect right there, and that'll get that connected. And then, like I said, we can always just put some platforms going this way and use some of this space for some additional wind power. So cool, we have all of our inventors in, and we have enough beavers to staff all of them. So that's fantastic. That should help us in our goal of getting the science points that we need, at least a little bit faster. I mean, we're now producing 6 times more than we were making, so that's not bad. So now instead of just 16, we'll have yeah, that many more. I can't do math in my head. It's just one of those things that you lose the ability to do if you don't do it regularly. So, whatever. So, let's get this built really fast here. It shouldn't take too long. We do have all the resources that are necessary to do all of this, so this shouldn't take too terribly long. Yeah, that went super fast. I like these windmills, by the way. Really cool looking. So that on its own is making 130. We now have enough power over here as well. We are still, of course, obviously waiting on science. So let's plan out where we can get wind here, and I'm going to pause for that, though it's nighttime, so I guess we didn't really need to pause. But so these need a space of 2, but then I can't get like another one there. That's sad. I was really hoping to get like one more there, but we have a conflict there. I could go like if I well, is this going to be too close to these wheels? Let's get rid of just the path. I bet this is going to be too close to the wheels here. Yeah, there is no world in which that works. Though it could be because this one here is in the way. Let's just, whoops, just double check. And by double check, I mean delete the wrong thing. Yeah, there's no world in which we get one there. And then if we did like this, then we wouldn't have 2 this direction. So we're only going to get really 1 out of this, but that's okay. So it turns out that one that I deleted, we don't really need anyway. So they'll be able to go across to that to get that built, and then we can just bring in the power shafts after the fact. And then this won't be connected to the network until we actually get the smelter built out, but that's fine. We may start getting the smelter and all of that going. We do have a few beavers still unemployed, so yeah, let's start thinking about scrap and all of that good stuff. I didn't want to do this till I had the larger storage, but we can always change it later. So, oh man, I have to spend points though. Alright, it's 550. Okay, maybe. Yeah, all of the stuff that I was just thinking we need to do, that we could do, all requires a lot of... Ooh, automated pumps. Interesting. This all requires a lot of science. Grr, and we still don't even have enough for, like, my first storage yet. We're still 300 away. So, that's a little frustrating. But we are almost done here at least. So, once they get this done, which is 1 more plank and then some hammering, done, cool, and then we can get that power shaft in, and they should be able to build both of those without any conflict. I don't see why not. And then we could recover these resources, but I don't know that they're going to be able to, since we don't currently have any place for logs. So I will go ahead and demolish a couple of them and go priority. They could pick up the planks at least, and then once we get more storage for logs soonish, then we'll be able to get that going. So when the wind's blowing, we'll get an extra couple hundred power out of these. It looks like their maximum is 150, currently running at 122, so not bad. So up to 300, and of course that'll just depend on when the wind is blowing or not, but it will give us some extra power that we're probably going to need, because we are going to be doing a lot down here. So we're going to just kind of chill for a moment and get these, get the research we need to get our first science going. And that's really interesting that it made like a downward shaft, I guess because it's possible to have a connection to there. Except it says power connection blocked. I don't know. I don't know why that looks like a T-junction there. The game just decided that's what it needed to build. So, whatever. Just under 100 science away, so we'll wait just a moment, get that science that we need, and then we'll pick up. And that didn't take too terribly long. Cool. So, we're going to empty these logs. We're going to switch this to logs, so those logs have somewhere to go. That's not empty, that's empty. I doubt they're going to get this done in a single day. I need to mark that as accepting. Yeah, they're definitely not going to get it in a single day now. Though they're going to get quite a few of them done. We don't have any haulers, so... who even does that? These guys? Yeah, they work as haulers when they're not building, right? I think that's how it works. Or maybe it's any idle beaver will go do it. I can't remember. It's been too long since I learned the detail of that, and it is not information my brain retained, obviously. But yeah, we're going to get this one emptied, and then we're going to tear it down and build a larger one, which, man, they've almost got it done. Oh, that one's full now, isn't it? Yeah, because I cut down logs. So that's fine. We'll do that and just tell them to pick that up as a priority, and then as they have space, because we're building this, they will be able to put those logs in there. So we're going to start with logs, and then we're going to empty out the logs, move the charcoal out, build one for charcoal, and just kind of rotate our way through here. And this shouldn't take too long, I don't think. I mean, look, they got that done, or a lot of it done in no time at all. So I really don't think this is going to be that big of a deal. So let's get to morning and see how much longer it takes them to build this. And the answer is not very long. They got that done. So cool. We can mark all of these as empty, and they will start transferring all of those out, which again shouldn't take too long. It's just a quick little trip right there. That one's empty, so we're going to change it to charcoal. We're going to set that back to there, and then we're going to empty that charcoal. And then once that's empty, we will build another one of these, and we'll just kind of keep working our way through. We may even kind of reconfigure the orientation up here of some of this stuff, because like if I get rid of this path and spin this around and do a warehouse there, that would give us enough space, and then we can back up the other warehouses against it and bring a path in down this way. I think that might be a better use of our space up here. Maybe get rid of one of the hospital beds or medical beds. Yeah. Right now we've got 3 medical beds, and I think we have 3. Maybe we only had those 3. I thought we had 4 total. I really thought there was another one somewhere, but it's fine. We don't really need it. But that should also mean that they're getting all of this stuff picked up, which is a good thing. So we'll mark those for deletion. They'll get that picked up. Excellent. We don't mark them for deletion, we just delete them. Cool. Yeah, we're getting all of this rubble finally cleared out of here. Though they don't have room for planks, but they will soon. So are you empty? You are close to empty. And I don't think you're going to get any closer because that's got that in there. So again, there'll just be a few laying on the ground for the time being. Not a huge problem. We will go back to another underground pile, mark that one as charcoal, and we'll have to once again wait for daylight before they get any real work on this done. So while they're working on that, I'm also going to throw in a temporary medium warehouse over here to transfer the corn into, so that we can move it. I'm going to go ahead and mark that one as empty. We'll see how this really plays out, but we don't quite have the 1,000 that we need yet either to get it built. So yeah, that's going to be a thing that we have to wait on. But we are now moving the charcoal, so if I mark that as empty, they will move the charcoal out of there. And then we'll be able to move on to the next project once they get that empty. But once again, daylight, so gotta wait. So while we're waiting, I'm going to need to move these planks to another location. So we are going to temporarily swap from here into there. That way I can get rid of this. And we can go ahead and get rid of that. And then we can get rid of this path right here. To right there. And then as soon as we have 1,000 more science, we can get the underground warehouse, drop it right there, and then have the corn go there, empty that back out, and get rid of that because it was, like I said, temporary. And then we can get rid of this because it's empty, and we'll have a spot over here for the grilled corn, which I don't even know, where is it even being stored? I mean, it's being stored somewhere because it's there. Oh, it's under that. Oh, that's frustrating. I don't really want to tear that down, but maybe we'll just leave it there and have extra space for grilled corn. Who knows? But right now, what I need to wait on is science. Once again, we've got about 180 to go. So I'm just going to wait for that to happen. And we're coming up on that 1,000 science right now. So as my voice cracks, we can put one there, and then we'll put another one. Oh, that doesn't line up the way I thought it was going to. That's okay. It's fine that it doesn't. I mean, not really. I'm not happy about it, but we'll just have a gap here, I guess. I'd rather have them lined up properly, because that's just kind of how I roll. So we're gonna get rid of that one. We'll probably have to do something different later. We're gonna move our corn there, so we can eventually empty that out, and then we're gonna put our grilled corn in here. So these again take just a few moments to get those built, and then they should be able to pick up all of this debris as well. I don't see why they won't be able to, and especially this corn once this gets built. So this guy, I'll just be able to come here and then go right around. So now we need a place for our gears, as well as our planks. So let's do planks next. Wrong one. We will put those here like that, and we'll have to adjust the path accordingly in a moment, but for now we'll just do that. And then once this is out of here, and we've moved the planks to there, then we can spin it around, and we'll have to readjust some of this stuff over here as well. It's okay, because we're making progress, and I'm very happy about it. So I want to change this from grilled corn. Let's go with just apples for now, since I seem to really enjoy the apples. And then we can also empty that one out, and then get rid of that and recover those resources. So lots of building and tearing down. Wow, that went quick. Just to get this all accomplished. They should empty this of the grilled corn into where it's now being stored, and get that taken care of. And we can even replace the medical bed that I destroyed. I don't know that we need it, but we're gonna shove it like way back here in the, actually, hold on. Let's give, you know, this one medical bed. We're gonna spend just a few points on something nice. Yeah, we're gonna, oh wait, I can't build that yet because I don't have metal blocks. What can I build? I can build a light. There we go. We're gonna put a light right there. And then we'll build the medical bed after that gets in, which is quick. Yep, there it is. And then we'll throw the medical bed back in. It is there, and then we'll have our little path right there. Awesome. And then we just have to get this built, but we've run out of gears. So we're gonna have to wait on our gears to get replenished. So yay, awesome. But we're making great progress on this. Like, this is going super fast. Like in 20 minutes I have managed to get all of this switched out. So we can mark this as empty because we're no longer going to have planks there. This, I guess, yeah, we're out of gears. Okay. Let's say this could be demolished, but no, we can't because we still need the gears. We definitely still need the gears. So let's figure out where we're going to relocate this stuff to then. The woodcutter, easy. We can just move him like across, like to there, no problem. And then we'll extend this path out, and we will do the grindstone right there. So that will get those two replaced. So we can get rid of that and that. Because we are going to need to have a space here for this path to come through like that. So if this path is coming through this way, then we could have something back here. And I think that something is going to be one more medical bed to replace that one, and then another scratcher, and then another contemplation spot, because we did see earlier that we could use one more of those. So cool. Planks are now empty, but we still don't have gears, so we're gonna have to wait just a little while on gears to be replenished, as well as planks, because we are low on those too. So I'm going to let this run for just a little bit. That'll get us some science, plus get us the resources that we need. And we are now storing apples in there. Very cool. So we will get extra food storage out of this. Even though that one didn't get all that much bigger, we've doubled at least the storage for apples. And that's interesting. They can hold 200 instead of 180, but whatever. So yeah, I'm just going to let this go for just a little bit so that we can get some gears. So our plank storage just completed, so I can now change this back to empty, and they'll do that in the morning. And then once they get that emptied, we can tear that down, get rid of this path, and then put in 2 of the warehouses. One for our bricks and one for our gears, and then we can get rid of that. Just have that as some reclaimed space down there, which, you know, never a bad thing to have some extra space. And then we'll have like a little gap right here as well that we can throw something in. So they've got all of those out, so we can get rid of that. We don't have enough gears to build these next 2 things, but it's okay because they can get started at least. Those are both going to fit, right? One, yeah, that's just going to fit. Cool. So we're going to go underground warehouse and an underground warehouse. So we'll do this one. We'll do our bricks here just because it's right there where they're getting made. Gears, gonna have a bit of a journey to go to reach their destination, but whatever. And since we don't really have any, we can go ahead and get rid of that for now as well. And in the meantime, what we could consider doing is maybe putting in like a medium tank. I wish these were smaller, the underground tank, which I kind of like the look of the underground tank. But maybe we could get like 2 medium tanks in right here, spend just a little bit of science, and have some more water storage and maybe even some more apple juice storage. And that would be a nice use, I think, for this space here. It's close enough to the homes that I think they'll come up here and utilize them. So yeah, I kind of like that idea, and they'll be able to get done. So even though it costs us a bit of science, I'm going to do that. We're going to make this one the apple juice, and then we're going to make this one water, and that will expand the storage of both of those, which is awesome. So let's get in another little bit of decoration back here. Just something. I don't want to spend a whole lot of science on it, though. So maybe we just do another, like, lantern for now. Yeah, that'll be fine. And then we will put in, let's take a look at our well-being. So, contemplation spot seems to still be something that we could use one more of. So we will throw in one more contemplation spot right there. Those are both marked for what their intended resource will be. And we're just waiting on planks and gears now, which we're pretty much out of both. So it's going to be a long waiting game for those to get back in stock. And then, of course, that means these won't get built anytime soon either because we're waiting on the planks. But it's okay. We'll get there in the end. And hey, look at that. Good thing we're not relying on that for power right now. So yeah, we will pick back up once these 2 are constructed and I have a little bit more resources in storage. So I think while we're waiting, we are going to need a few more beavers once everything is ready to go. So to that end, I'm going to go to these areas where I know houses will go in and will function and that we can reach and all that good stuff. And we're going to get just a couple more in here. Where's your entrance? Down on the ground. What about yours? It's up. I'm just trying to think of where I want to, or what I want to get back here in this little corner back here. I don't know. We'll figure that out another time. But since these only take logs, we'll get these houses in. Like that one's already done. And this will get us a few more beavers, and we'll be in better shape. I do like that those connect like that, though. Shame that I can't get these built because they're too far away, and I still can't do anything about it because I still don't have planks to be able to reach them. You know, it is a thing. It would be as easy probably as putting in like just one little connection here and then building them down, letting them walk across the rooftops. So I guess I could prioritize that and get those built as well. That's not where I wanted that. I wanted it right there. So I'm going to prioritize that, and then low priority those 2 so they don't get built. In fact, I'm just going to pause them. That way we know for certain they're not going to be built. And we'll go ahead and fill this out up here simply because we kind of need to. So spin it around and then get the doors going the right way because, you know me, I obsess over the direction of doors. There we go, cool. So we'll pause all but that last one, and then once that gets built, I'm pretty certain that they'll be able to come down here and get that done. And that needs 4 planks. We have no planks, but whatever. It shouldn't take too long to get the 4 that we need. And since it is priority, they should, yeah, they're going to bring them there. But it looks like it's going to be morning before that happens. So we're at morning. They brought in a couple more planks, and then boom, we're done. So now can they reach that? No, they say it's still too far away. But what if I do this? Now is it too far away? Yes. Okay, that's fine. We have solutions. We will... Oh, that's up 1. Dang it. I thought I was at the right level. I'm not. Oh, I'm an idiot sometimes. Dang it. Okay, so... Hold that thought, and people in chat, or in comments, don't agree with me saying I'm an idiot. It's rude. Spend a little more science, bring that up to there, and then put that there, and then go there, like that, and then they'll be on the right level. I can't believe I overlooked that. I mean, I can believe it. And then we'll prioritize those. There's planks here that they can use to start on this at least, and it requires the same number, just more logs. So hopefully those planks will get put to use on this. I don't think they did. I think they went elsewhere. Yeah, probably. Oh no, they did do that. Cool. So it's just the stairs with just one more plank that we need. We might get that yet today. We did, and now they can reach that. Beautiful. So we'll just have to like rebuild the houses as we get to them and make sure it is still connected. I'm pretty sure you can just keep going up and up and up and up and they'll be connected. Looks like that adds 6 to how far away it is. Yep, every one of them adds 6. So cool. Oh, hello, Bad Tide. This is what, our second Bad Tide, I think? We had one, I want to say it was in between videos. I could be wrong on that. So that one's about done, so I can let them start. Oh, that one is done, so I can let them start on that one. And then when this one gets about halfway, I'll drop the other one in, which is here. Oh, I was trying to count how many times the beavers came up. I guess they're carrying more logs than I expected. Can't really see how many that is. So we're just gonna do this slow and let them build one and then put the next one up and then so on and so forth. And there we go. That one's not going to get done today, is it? No. But it's going to get halfway done. So, yeah, and they even brought some more. It's ready, so I can safely get that there. Cool. Oh my gosh, we actually have a gear in stock. How are these coming along? Getting there. That one, not so much. Though it is just gears we're waiting on now. So that one's 14 away, and then we need all 40 for that. And then the planks can start getting used over here. Yeah, cool. The planks can start getting built, or go over here, which they are doing. So cool. That gives us a lot of extra housing. I think we'll be okay on food and water and all of that. One thing that was suggested is adding in another farmhouse, and that is something I have planned. But right now, I don't think it's that big of a deal. The radishes don't have anywhere to go for storage, so it wouldn't matter that I had a second farmer dedicated to harvesting. And then the corn is not yet in a state where it's just kind of sitting in the field because of lack of harvesters. So I think right now we're still okay with just one farmhouse. We will eventually need the second one. I believe it was Vigi who suggested the second farmhouse. And it's kind of, I've been leaving a little bit of space over here for that, with that in mind. We will eventually need it. But right now, with where we are on food, I just don't think we do. I think our resources are better spent, and our beaver workforce is better spent for other things. So cool, we just are once again back into the waiting game. 4 gears, though we're only 10 away on that one for our bricks, which means we'll then be able to get rid of that. And then once we get rid of that, I'm going to do a temporary storage for the clay where this is. Move the clay, and then when it gets moved, we can put in one more underground pile and get our clay there. And then that will be the end of the storage situation for now. So we're looking pretty good. I'm kind of excited about how this is working out. So that's what we're just going to wait on. Oh, cool, we got water. Or apple juice. So our brick storage is built, so we can have them transfer things over. By the way, you notice those 6 houses are missing. We had 14 baby beavers and still 4 empty beds, 21 empty beds. And I just thought maybe that was going to grow the district a little bit faster than I really wanted to go with. So I got rid of that extra housing, and I think now we're in a better spot. We've got 5 unemployed. We still have 8 children waiting to grow up, little kits, and 2 unoccupied beds. So I think this puts us on a little bit better footing because we haven't expanded our food production yet. That is still something I want to get over here and do, which we could probably do, but we lack the planks again to really get over there. So it's fine. So I'm going to make just a temporary industrial pile here for our clay, and we're going to empty that out of there into that one, and then we're going to build another one of our underground piles over here, though it will take forever to get built, but that's okay. So as soon as I get that as empty as they can, we'll get rid of this one, which it's getting there. I may let them get it completely empty. I think they'll eventually use it all, since it's like being used like right there. I think they'll grab it. Maybe not. You know what? They can go pick up 10. It'll be fine. I am going to prioritize this because I'm afraid that when I build the warehouse, it's going to shove the stuff back, and they won't be able to get back there to pick up the debris. So I'm going to get that done. Oh, I love that you can see down into these. Oh, that's really cool. I dig that. I dig that a lot, that you can actually see what's being stored in there. Because the underground piles, it's got a roof, so you can't really see down there, which always irritated me that it got flooded. I guess it went in the door. But yeah, that's neat. I like that I can see down there and know actually what's inside. Very cool. So this is all just clay. So yeah, if it gets shoved towards the back, not a huge loss. So we can do underground pile here, and some of it did, and mark that for clay. Awesome. So yeah, we will just grab our delete rubble and get rid of those 2, and they'll eventually be able to pick those up once this gets built. We've got our water, we've got our apple juice, so things are looking pretty good. We've got a huge headroom now for more resource storage and food storage, which is always a good thing. I was just kind of looking here to see if I wanted to do anything different with the berries and the radishes. I could, except we've got like that one little bit of terrain blocking it, plus it's not wide enough. So we could always bring those up here and then repurpose this area down here for something different. That's a thought. I don't know. I'll sit with that for a while, and I do have a while to wait yet because planks and logs, or planks and gears. Definitely don't have enough planks, no gears, and yeah, we're still 25 off from that. So this is gonna take several in-game days, but for you, it'll be right after this edit. And they've just finished clearing the resources from our temporary clay storage, and everything that is needed for materials is now in expanded storage, and we even have a little bit of food expanded storage, which is fantastic. Granted, they're just now getting to the filling up the corn, And then once they get the corn full, which one has the corn? You. No, you. Your grilled corn. Your corn. Oh, grilled corn. There we go. I wanted to look at the one that was nearly full because that looks cool. I dig it. So that one's really full, and then once that finishes filling, then I'm assuming that the raw corn will eventually fill. While I was waiting, I've known that we have 3 other path options for quite a while. And I wanted to take a look at the wood path, and I kind of like it for on top of these. So I think we're going to, just quickly, before we wrap up, just replace a few railings. Pathways. I want the ones with railings when they're up like that. I think that'll be fine. I'm not going to do all the paths, just the ones that are on top of, well, something that's wood. No, I don't want to delete that. There we go. I just think it looks a little bit better. And that's the only reason I'm doing it. Oh, drought's over. It's always so much louder than everything else. I wish every game was like Satisfactory's settings, where you can set every individual item with its own volume. I don't know that we need to do it on top of these, because that's already, well, wood. So yeah, we don't need to do it on top of those. But we do need to come over here and do it here. I don't know, you guys let me know what you think about this. Oh, I never connected that. And if you think this is just visually a nicer looking solution than the regular dirt path, I'm kind of digging it. If I'm being completely honest with you. Which, why would I be anything but completely honest with you? Not gonna lie, chat. There we go, get that back in, and then one more here with railings, and I think I've got them all, yeah? Pretty sure. You guys will tell me if I missed one. You're very good about that. And I'm not even, like, joking. I appreciate it. We do still have some dead trees over here that died due to contamination, but they won't get replaced for a while. This dude's got other things to work on. Replanting other trees. He'll get them eventually. He always does. Usually just takes him a little while. But I think we're looking pretty good. I'm happy that we have made improvements on storage. I think it will, once everything gets full, put us in a much better place for future expansion. So with that in mind, I am going to let it run for a while and let some of the gears and the planks fill up, because our next couple projects are going to require a lot of those. So we're going to leave it here, and until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.